Joe, it's been a long time, but what was it like to actually pencil his name in the lineup?
It's nice. It has been a long time. You know, we were expecting it to be opening day, and he had the setback where he had a new fracture, and it's really nice to be able to put him in the lineup.
What are you expecting out of him today?
You know, we're not exactly sure. I mean, we always expect Derek to play at a high level, but you know, with the situation that happened last night with two guys, you know, one fouling a ball off his foot, the other guy getting hit by a pitch, and not sure of the availability of them today. Talked to Cash after the game last night, and he called Derek to see how he was, and Derek said he was great, I'm sure, of course. So we're going to use him as a DH today.
Looking ahead, obviously DHing today, but are you feeling like you're going to be able to play him in the field or play him consecutive days in the field?
Yeah, I mean, we might have to work to that a little bit because he has not really been extended a lot in the field, but the situation kind of called it, kind of the same thing that happened with Nooney in a sense. The situation called for it, and you know, there's one thing that you can't predict. You can't predict what was going to happen last night to two of our guys, and so I'm not so sure exactly how we'll do it the next few days, but we got to be smart about it.
What does his presence overall mean to this team, both on and off the field?
It means a lot. I mean, Derek's been a leader and a big part of this team from day one, since the day he got here. And I was able to witness him in 1996 and what his personality brought to the team and his desire to win and his unselfishness. And I think it's important to have him around.
Who else, Ron?
Ishikawa. It's designated.
Designated, yeah. Oh, Willie, can we start passing the mics around? So
Joe, what has Derek said about his capabilities and any limitations? What discussions have you had?
Well, I don't think Derek would ever put a limitation on himself. I think Derek would run himself out there the next 70 games if it was up to him. I mean, that's just who he is. He expects to play every day. So from that standpoint, I think we have to guard against rushing him back too much. And we have to pick days off, and we have to pick DH days, because in the perfect world, you have a month of spring training. But this has not been a perfect world around here this year with some of the things that we've had to deal with. So, you know, it's my job to manage him physically, even though he's going to want to be out there every day.
Dave?
Joe, is there a day you have in mind for him to return to playing shortstop, or is that going to be a few days? Or
no, I mean, you could see that tomorrow. I mean, it's possible we'll do it tomorrow. We'll see how he feels when he comes in.
Mark?
Joe, I know you guys brought him back here earlier than you'd hoped, but I guess Cash said earlier on a report that he was going to DH in Scranton today. You guys had talked about him playing back-to-back. Is there a reason he wasn't going to play back-to-back today?
Well, we had talked about, you know, internally maybe bringing him back tomorrow and playing him at short tomorrow. So then you would have played him 3 days in a row. You could have done it a lot of different ways. You know, there was some discussions about it. So I just said, you know what, maybe you DH him Thursday, you see where he's at, and then we go from there.
Anybody else? Ron, if you'd wait for the wireless mic. Thank you.
For Hafner and Gardner, what are you hearing on where they are?
Well, the good thing is both the x-rays came out negative. I'll see as they go through some treatment how they feel physically today, get them moving around a little bit. But I didn't think either one of them were starters today.
In the back, Dan, and then Mark.
I mean, Derek feels good, but at 39, coming up 2 ankle fractures, what are your expectations of him as a player? For
him to be the Derek he was last year. There's nothing that tells me right now that he can't be, that he's not going to be able to be productive and play shortstop for us. So those are really my expectations.
And you think he can be the same in the field as he was last year, too?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, that's the goal.
Mark, all the way to your right, Joe.
Joe, when you do have Gardner available, do you anticipate keeping him in the leadoff spot and having Derek in the 2 slot?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, that's what I would have done today. I would have put Derek in the 2 slot in between him and Robbie. And we'll just look at it as time goes on.
Wally.
Joe, both you and Cash have said repeatedly that Jeter had to play back-to-back games at shortstop. You know, you had said you wanted to see him play 7 or 8 innings 2 days in a row. He still hasn't done that, really wasn't able to do it in spring training. How much does the state of the team right now factor into you bringing him back this quickly?
Well, I think that's what I said. That's why he's here today.
But I mean, you know, are you okay with the fact that he hasn't played those back-to-back games?
Sometimes situations you have to be okay with it. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, in the perfect world, he would have played in Scranton again today. But because of what happened last night to the 2 guys, we brought him back.
Who else? Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I'm coming.
James Ford from Channel 11. No matter how Jeter plays today, can you just talk about what his return means to this, hallowed place and to the fans? How big is it for them?
Well, I think you'll hear that his first at bat, how important it is for Derek to be around here and what he's meant to this organization. Derek's a champion, and every day he goes out there, he expects to win and be a winner. And that's the attitude that we want around here. So I think him coming back is really good for our club. I think it's good for the organization, and I think it's good for our fans.
Roger.
Joe, do you have any update on what's next for Alex, where he's going to be playing, et cetera?
I'm assuming he's playing in Tampa again today. I haven't been told anything else.
Do you know anything beyond?
No. I go day by day because the one time I tried to help you guys out, I screwed it up.
You guys have been
It's easier just to check the box score to see where he played.
You guys have been very patient with Derek, understanding that the circumstances are what they are. Is it tough to make? Was there any hesitation in bringing him up sooner, even with the injuries? Just because you guys have brought him along so slowly, and now to kind of jump the schedule.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think. You can say we brought him along slowly, but we had to wait for a bone to heal. So it really wasn't the timetable any of us wanted. Once he got clearance to play, he's moved pretty quickly. So it hasn't really that we've wanted to be patient. We've just been forced to have to wait because of the new injury.